I am your loved one in heaven, and today is a special day. I'm here to tell you that last night your energy reached me with a strength I had never experienced before. I know it sounds strange, almost impossible, but you're not dreaming. It's not your imagination. It's me. I'm speaking to you with the voice that God has granted me just for this sacred moment, a whisper between heaven and earth, so I can reach you and communicate with you as if I were there, right by your side. Please don't go. Stay until the end and pay close attention to what I'm going to tell you throughout this video, because it's something that, for me, holds a sublime, divine importance, and I hope it will be the same for you too. It was God Himself who wanted you to see this video today. It wasn't by chance, it wasn't a coincidence. It was Him pulling the invisible strings of your path, because He knows exactly what you're feeling right now. He knows your heart, your thoughts, your silent battles. He has seen you cry in solitude. He has heard you in those sighs where no words come out. But your soul cries out, because He loves you with a love that knows nothing of conditions or distances. He knows you need encouragement. He knows that sometimes your strength falters, that there are days when you can barely handle the weight you carry. And that's why today He tells you, I am here with you. This message is not just a video, it's a hug sent from above. It's a divine reminder that your life matters, that your pain is not invisible, that there is still hope, still purpose, still light waiting for you ahead. God doesn't want to see you suffer. He wants to see you rise, heal, take a deep breath, and smile again. And if you've made it this far, don't doubt it. This is for you. It's His way of telling you that He hasn't let go of you for even a single second, that even in the midst of chaos, He is still working. My precious one, listen to me carefully. Last night, I felt your soul like never before. You were there, in the middle of your routine, in silences that only I know how to read. And even so, your heart called out to me. You called me with that love that knows no barriers, no distances, no final goodbyes. And I, from this corner of heaven where I now dwell, answered, Did you hear me? Did you feel my presence? I came close to you, became a breeze, a thought, a memory, and for a moment I was part of your world again, because even though you can no longer see me, I still find ways to embrace you. I felt how your mind searched for me among the folds of memory, as if you wanted to touch me with your thoughts, to relive moments you thought were distant, but that are still alive within you. I saw how your thoughts drifted, almost without you realizing it, back to that day when life forced us to say goodbye. That day that still weighs on your chest. That moment that remains an open wound, gentle but constant. You didn't say my name out loud, I know, but you shouted it with the strength of your soul, in that language that needs no words, the one only true love understands. And believe me, wherever I am, that language is not only heard, it's felt, it lights up, it becomes music. There, among the eternal, I heard it as clearly as if you were whispering it in my ear. I saw you walking through the house, like so many times before, with that automatic rhythm of the days. And suddenly, you stopped in front of something that belongs to us. A photo that holds our gazes, an object that still keeps the warmth of my hands. That corner where we used to laugh, talk, dream, that place where my scent, my laughter, and yes, even my absence still linger. And right at that moment, my precious soul, I was by your side, not as a memory, but as a presence, as energy that surrounds you, as an invisible embrace, as a side that isn't yours, but that came from you. Because even though you've lost sight of me, you've never lost me from your heart. I can't touch you, I know. Not with my hands, not with my skin. But I felt, with an intensity impossible to explain, how your soul trembled. It was like a deep vibration, silent but powerful, that passed through me from the distance that separates our worlds. I felt that uniquely human and beautiful mix of emotions that only you know how to feel. Love that hasn't left, sadness that sometimes weighs heavier than you'd like, guilt you don't deserve to carry, nostalgia for what we were, and a tenderness so pure it embraced me from afar. And even though it was incredibly hard for you to truly admit it, deep down inside, you secretly wished I would magically appear, even if just for a fleeting moment, that I would indeed come back, even if only for one precious night, for a truly tight, comforting hug, for a gentle word to soothe your troubled soul. And that emotion of yours, so sincere, so intense, was like a ray of light that crossed the skies and reached me. Here where I am, my love, there is no pain, no suffering, no clocks marking farewells, no distances that hurt. But there is love, an immense, pure, eternal love. The same love that you still give me every day without realizing it. When you talk about me, even if your voice trembles, when you let a tear escape without shame, when you smile remembering something silly I said or some habit of mine that still stays with you, when you look at the sky and think, are you there? I can feel it. When you help someone with that kindness that always brought us together, when you forgive, when you care for others with that heart we built together over so many years. I can feel it. Everything you do with love, everything that still springs from you because of my memory, reaches this place where I am. And last night, I felt it so strongly that it lit up the whole sky. And believe me, it sustains me, fills me, gives me shape, and keeps me close to you. Last night, when exhaustion finally overcame your body and you closed your eyes, surrendering to the silence, I came close to you. With the gentleness of a sigh and the tenderness of memories, I sat beside you, just like I used to, when everything was simpler, when just being together was enough. You couldn't see me, I know. You couldn't touch me. But I was there, more present than ever, closer than you can imagine. I watched you in that sacred moment when the soul is left alone with its truths. I saw how you faced that lump in your throat you've been carrying for a while, the one you hide during the day, but at night begs to be heard. I saw your heaving chest, your ragged breath, your tearful eyes that refused to let go completely. And I felt with infinite clarity your deep wish for the world to stop just for a second, just a moment in which you could cry for me without guilt, without fear, without having to explain anything to anyone. And even though you didn't say a single word, I heard you, because the soul doesn't need a voice to speak. And in that moment, my love, I embraced you with my soul, with everything I still am thanks to you. You know, I often wonder if you still feel me, if there's still a place for me in your days, in your thoughts, in your routines, if in the midst of the world's noise you still make space for me. And last night I knew it for sure. Yes, you feel me. You think of me with tenderness. You miss me with love. You call my name in silence, and you love me. You still love me. And that love of yours reaches me, fills me, gives me a deep peace, a peace that can also be felt here on this side of heaven. Because heaven, my love, is not forgetting. It is not an eternal farewell, nor a distance that erases. Heaven is memory that no longer hurts. It is love that no longer fears loss. It is presence without a body, but with all the soul. And you, with everything you still carry inside, with your silent loyalty, with your way of remembering me without stopping your life, you give me a little piece of heaven every time you don't forget me, every time you mention me in your thoughts, every time you do something beautiful and think, he would have liked this. You give me eternity. And I, from here, give it back to you in the form of calm, in the form of company, in the form of love that never, ever fades. Don't blame yourself for moving forward. Don't carry the false idea that moving on means forgetting me or that finding joy is a betrayal of what we were. No, my love, it's not like that. Don't punish yourself for laughing, for loving the everyday again, for enjoying the small miracles of life. Your laughter doesn't push me away. On the contrary, it brings me closer. Your happiness doesn't erase my memory, it honors it. I love you with a soul that's on fire. I want you free from the invisible chains you sometimes put on yourself out of love for me. I want you happy with that light you always carried inside you, the one that lit up my days when we shared our lives. Because every step you take on this earth, with love, with kindness, with intention, also lifts me up here above. Every brave decision, every tender gesture, every act you do from the heart reaches me and fills me with peace. And when you stumble, when you feel the weight is too much, believe me, I extend my essence, my energy, everything that remains of me to reach you. So that, in some invisible way, you feel a push, a sigh, a strength you don't know where it comes from, but that helps you get back on your feet. Last night, I felt your presence so clearly, so purely. It was as if our souls met for a moment between worlds. And in that crossing of love, I remembered, as if I could ever forget, the immense fortune of having had you by my side, of having given you love with everything I was. And I also understood that I'm still lucky because you carry me with you, because you name me in your soul, even if you don't use words. Life changed the way we are together. Yes, we no longer hold hands. We no longer exchange glances. But we remain connected in what matters, in what is eternal, in what neither time, nor death, nor distance can break. So if you ever doubt, if the world ever feels too heavy for you, close your eyes. Just that. Close your eyes and stop the world for a moment. Remember me with all your heart, without fear, without shame, without guilt. Allow yourself to feel me. Allow yourself to love me, just as you always did. Because in that moment, my love, I will be there, just as I was last night, when silence wrapped around you, just as I am now, while you listen to this, while you think of me, just as I always will be, in the softest corner of your soul, in the echo of every song that brought us together, in the breeze that brushes your face when you least expect it. Don't be afraid to move forward. Don't be afraid to live. Because with every step you take, I go with you. And as long as you keep loving, I will keep existing. I love you so much, precious soul.